All right, thanks a lot, DJ. We talked about shoes a little bit. I think Steve's got some all-pro kicks on as well. Mike, we get to see these guys now go through their drills on the field.
Looks like that's big Zach Banner from USC. Remember, 353 pounds, 6'8.5".
That's big Ray Brown coaching, I believe, with the Carolina Panthers, conducting this drill. Adam Bisnawadi.
People ask me all the time, why are offensive linemen doing these kinds of drills? And the answer is really, they're trying to expose weaknesses in lineman moving skills. In other words, can they drop? Now, here's Bowles, okay? You can see he's athletic, and he keeps his weight solidly over his knees. He's not too far back. He's not too far forward. That was really good right there. And we always talk about, Charles, offensive linemen, can they bend, right? Can they drop their hips and bend their knees? They do it naturally. Like, watch this kid here. This is Braden from Michigan.
Let's go, kid. Right here. Right here.
Just a natural tendency, right, Mike? The longer the drill goes, you see the rise in guys because fatigue sets in a little bit. In term, meaning you talk about down in a bent stance, right? Down there, low as they can be, and as it goes on, you see them start to come up a little bit higher.
And this is Brunskill, 273 pounds. He's 25 pounds, 30 pounds less than almost every offensive lineman. He was a tight end until this past year. So they converted him from tight end to tackle this year. But at 273, he's got a long way to go because, you know, the average offensive tackle is over 300 pounds.
Now, he did not run the 40,
which as well surprises me unless he had an injury, because you would think he'd be able to compete better than any offensive lineman here in the 40.
You want to emphasize what you do really well. This is Colin Buchanan from Miami of Ohio.
And that's another guy under the radar a little bit like a Luminor. He played right tackle. I watched him in their bowl game against Mississippi State. He had no problem with speed. He's a big kid, and he's powerful. He's got some physical traits for the starting offensive lineman. Whether it's guard or right tackle, I don't know. But Colin Buchanan's got a shot. Now you can see some heavy legs right there with our guy Collins. It looks like he may have pulled something. Yeah, I thought he a little hitch in his giddy up.
Just by the way he finished up there. Here comes Ethan Cooper. You talked about him being a mauler, Mike, from Indiana, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you're talking about 6'2.5", 322. That's pretty good. Look at him drop that big butt. You're talking about a bubble butt. That's what she's got right there. That's a power generator when you got that big bubble butt, and that's why I see him inside as a guard in the NFL.
And someone just popped a shot of orange juice right there, Mike, as you dropped the first bubble butt. 2017 National Scouting Combine.
Julian Davenport, look at the length on this guy. 36.5-inch arms. They're down past his knees.
And that's a good thing for an offensive lineman playing tackle, correct?
No doubt. Wingspan, feet more important than wingspan. Dion Dawkins we've talked about. Don't cheat, finish the drill. He's trying real hard to stay over his knees.
So that's Ray Brown coaching from the Carolina Panthers. When you hear him say, don't cheat, Mike, and you're saying, don't cheat the drill, but meaning the guys are trying to guess when he's going to change direction and not finishing up where he's going. Correct?
Exactly. They're trying to get a full direction out of him and keep going in that direction until the next direction from the coach comes. Don't anticipate. There's Dunker.
He's an intriguing kid, Mike Dunker is, because high hopes for him in Florida, ended up leaving there, going to Tennessee State. He had been a very highly touted kid coming out of high school.
Now remember, Elflein was a wrestler, and I always liked the high school wrestlers, and you can see his feet are pretty good there. He's not great going backwards, but laterally, which is what he's going to need to be able to do, he was always on balance. Now here comes a Luminor. One-year starter in college football. You mentioned he was born in England.
He's a rugby guy, but said he wanted a game with even more physical contact, which all the rugby guys I know would be very upset to hear. They think there's more in their game.
Yeah. That lateral movement right there was pretty darn good for a guy with his size. A Luminor again at 332 pounds laterally was really, he was gliding there.
He's another example of how the international series is helping us, because he saw him play in England, saw a game in England, and really became intrigued by football.
And Feeney, just solid all day long. Had a little bit of a concussion issue, missed 4.5 games early in the season. So that's one of the things the NFL, obviously that's a buzzword around that NFL right now. So medically, they're going to get into him.